garden walkthrough because I'm bored and we're quarantined and I haven't seen anybody in weeks. And those of you who come and look at my garden, you can't come look at my garden right now because no one's allowed over. So I thought I would just do a little bit of a walkthrough because Trevor and I have done some changes to the garden, and I thought I would just share them. Starting off, this is the raspberries are over here on the left, and then over here is what Trevor and I call box A on the right. We put in some polytunnels this year for several reasons. One, so like I can extend my growing season and into the fall I can grow things longer instead of like come October be done growing. And then two, I can grow things in the brassica family. If you don't know what those are cabbages, broccoli, cauliflower, those kinds of things. So this one here is already planted, and we put the polytunnel on to keep things warm, as yesterday we had freezing rain, and it's doing a really good job. I wanted to show you, I have basil and I have some sage here, and I'll show you in the other tunnel here in a second that didn't have the polytunnel or didn't have the plastic film over it, what that all looks like. But I have cabbage in here, I have some lettuces that are growing. I planted some other things in there like beets and radishes, cabbages, lettuces, all sorts of greens that are in here. They're mostly plants that don't need to get pollinated. Actually, they're all plants that don't need to get pollinated. So I don't have to worry about this mesh. The mesh keeps the cabbage butterfly from laying worms, and then I don't have to harvest cabbage full of worms or broccoli full of worms because this net prevents them from. Alright, so this didn't have the plastic polyurethane covering it last night when we had the freezing rains like the other polytunnel did, the one with the plastic on it, obviously. And you can see that like this basil here and this one here are pretty much toast. Like there's no coming back from that. So it just kind of shows you the benefits of putting the plastic over, especially if you're going to plant early like me. Sage is really cold hardy. Like I have some growing out in the yard, so I wasn't worried about this stuff. So last year this entire box was just an entire big box that I had corn and squash growing in, and I decided to break it up into two smaller ones just because of being easier for me. It was overwhelming having this giant space, and breaking it into two boxes was just a whole lot not as stressful for me. Same thing with box B, so what we call this one. We have now 3 little boxes. We have onions planted around the rows or around the outside perimeters of all of these boxes. And then most of my tomatoes and stuff will be going in here, but I'll show you when we plant the tomatoes and everything. We have also done a irrigation system that runs from over there where we're going to be setting up a rainwater along the raspberries in both of these boxes, and it goes in all 3 of these boxes, and then runs around the perimeter of box C twice. These are strawberries. Last year I had them in that little half tub thing growing alongside the garage, and I decided to transplant them in here, which is really good. They were really root bound, and hopefully they thrive and we get lots and lots of strawberries. And then I have onions also planted all the way to the perimeter of this entire box, and then we'll just take the path, and we put PVC pipes between the boxes to keep our irrigation tape from getting kinked, stepped on, broken. And if you want to see, this is what the irrigation tape looks like. It's just this black plastic basically, and then every 12 inches there's a slit cut that allows the water to drip out. And then this is my garlic. I planted my garlic last year, last fall, and I have just regular white soft neck garlic, and then I have elephant garlic, which if you haven't heard of elephant garlic before, I hadn't heard of it until last year. The bulbs of the elephant garlic grow to be about maybe baseball size. They're really huge, and it's just one of my fun things that I was growing this year. We also put a table out here for me to work on. And that is about it for the garden. Nothing too exciting, just doing some different things, trying different things out.